Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult your healthcare professional before making major changes to your diet or exercise routine. What if eating more protein still isn't enough to build muscle, and the real problem is something completely different? Most people focus on protein shakes, gym routines, and calorie counts. But research suggests there are key nutrients. Many of us are quietly deficient in nutrients your body must have just to use the protein you're already eating. Today, we're going to break all of that down. And stay until the end, because we'll also cover 3 hidden factors that could be actively breaking down your muscle, even if you're doing everything else right. Whether you're trying to build muscle at the gym, or you've noticed your strength and energy gradually declining with age, this video is for you. And if you're someone who's naturally slim and thinks, I can eat whatever I want because I'm thin, we'll also talk about why that mindset can quietly cause problems over time. Quick disclaimer before we begin. This video is for general education only. Always consult a healthcare professional before making major changes to your diet. Let's clear up a very common myth. To build muscle, you just need to eat more protein. That's only partially true. And here's why. When you eat protein from eggs, fish, chicken, or any other source, your body doesn't simply plug it straight into your muscles. First, it has to break it down. Your stomach, pancreas, liver, and small intestine all work together, using digestive enzymes to break that protein into its smallest parts, called amino acids. Think of amino acids like individual bricks. You can't build a wall until those bricks are separated and ready to use. But here's the part most people miss. This entire process depends on vitamins and minerals. These nutrients act as coenzymes and cofactors, essentially, the machinery that turns those amino acid bricks into actual muscle tissue. Without them, the process slows down, or doesn't work efficiently at all. So, you could be eating plenty of protein and still not getting the results you expect. Research consistently highlights 2 major nutritional gaps that affect muscle function. 1. Potassium. Your body needs around 4,700 milligrams of potassium per day. The best sources? Vegetables, especially leafy greens. But most people in the UK and USA fall well short, mainly because vegetable intake is low. Potassium plays a key role in muscle contraction and overall cellular function. Without enough of it, muscle performance can suffer. 2. Trace minerals. These include minerals like zinc, magnesium, manganese, and selenium. In the past, we got plenty of these from food grown in nutrient-rich soil. But modern farming practices have depleted soil quality, meaning even fresh vegetables often contain fewer minerals than they used to. Why does this matter? Because many of the enzymes responsible for processing protein simply cannot function without these trace minerals. Beyond these, research also supports the importance of fat-soluble vitamins, especially A, D, E, and K. B vitamins, particularly B6 and B12, which are crucial for amino acid metabolism. Vitamin C important for collagen production and connective tissue repair. All of these work together to help your body convert protein into functional muscle. Now let's talk about 3 factors that can quietly undo all your hard work. Factor 1. High sugar and refined carbohydrates. A diet high in sugar and processed carbs over time can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding properly to insulin. Why does this matter for muscle? Because insulin doesn't just move sugar into your cells, it also helps transport amino acids. When cells become resistant to insulin, both sugar and amino acids struggle to enter. The result? Your muscles don't get the building blocks they need, even if your protein intake is high. Research also links chronically high blood sugar to reduced muscle strength, lower collagen production, and weaker connective tissue over time. Factor 2. Chronic stress. When you're under constant stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is what's known as a catabolic hormone, meaning it promotes breakdown, not growth. When cortisol stays elevated for long periods, muscle protein begins to break down. The body may even convert that muscle into glucose, a process called gluconeogenesis, which literally means making new sugar. Over time, this can lead to muscle loss, especially in the legs and glutes, while fat tends to accumulate around the midsection. So the chain looks like this. Stress, cortisol, muscle breakdown, higher blood sugar, potential metabolic issues. Factor 3. Over-exercising without recovery. More exercise isn't always better. High-volume endurance training, especially without proper recovery, can actually increase cortisol levels and reduce muscle mass over time. Some research on endurance athletes shows that heavy use of sugar-based energy gels may contribute to insulin resistance patterns. And when you combine overtraining with poor recovery, the body simply doesn't get the chance to rebuild muscle properly. So, what can you do? 1. Eat protein in moderate. Appropriate amounts more isn't always better. Your body has a limit to how much protein it can effectively use at one time. Spreading moderate amounts across meals tends to work better than consuming large amounts all at once. This is one reason some experts are cautious about high-dose protein shakes, especially those loaded with artificial ingredients or added sugars. 2. Consider time-restricted eating. Research suggests that eating within a defined daily window, often called intermittent fasting, may help support growth hormone levels. Growth hormone plays a key role in muscle repair and preservation. For many people, 2 solid meals within an 8-10 hour window may be more effective than constant eating throughout the day. 3. Include strength training and HIIT. Resistance training and short bursts of high-intensity exercise can be more effective for muscle growth than long, steady cardio alone. Exercise creates small amounts of damage in muscle fibers, and it's during recovery that those muscles rebuild stronger. 4. Prioritize sleep. Most growth hormone is released during deep sleep. If your sleep is poor or inconsistent, muscle recovery suffers. Most adults need around 7 to 9 hours per night. Added 6. 5. Reduce added sugars and processed carbs. Cutting back on these helps improve insulin sensitivity, making it easier for nutrients, including amino acids, to reach your muscle cells. 6. Eat more vegetables. Not just for general health, but specifically to fill the potassium and trace mineral gaps we talked about earlier. Leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and a wide range of colorful produce all support the processes your body uses to build muscle. Let's bring it all together. Protein is essential, but your body needs vitamins and minerals to actually use it. Potassium and trace minerals are 2 commonly overlooked gaps. High sugar intake, chronic stress, and overtraining can break down muscle. Moderate protein, time-restricted eating, quality sleep, and HIIT can support muscle health. And vegetables aren't optional. They're part of the muscle-building process. If you found this helpful, consider sharing it with someone who's working on their health. And if you'd like more evidence-based content like this, covering nutrition, metabolic health, and how the body really works, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.